Welcome back, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about UAB versus Tennessee. And this is probably going to be like the only video that we do talking about UAB. Obviously, pregame show on Saturday, we'll talk more about them. But this is a matchup that, especially with their defense versus Tennessee's offense, I feel very confident with. For the offense, I would say let's just focus on maybe adding some tweaks or maybe cleaning some things up within our running game. There's some things that I think we could do from a scheme standpoint to make that a little bit cleaner. And then with the actual running backs themselves on the second level, make people miss. I'm sick of us in, getting these one-on-one situations and losing those battles. If you have to make somebody miss, if you have to go through them, whatever your game is, you can't lose to one person. Once we get to the point where the offense is generating, big play runs on a more consistent basis, we're going to be fine. I think that the target for rushing yards in this game should be about 300 yards. I mean, it really should be. That's what we need to be doing. But we can also pass the football pretty much at will. Let's get our tight ends. Let's get them some more burn, right? Like, let's get them some more catches, some more touchdowns. Let's get Mike Matthews some more touchdowns. Let's keep everything else going the way that it's kind of been going, but just add to it. And like I said, let's be as clean as possible. Now, I would love to see us get the young players in there, the backup quarterbacks and all that. Maybe like to start the second half off. I'm not sure that that's going to happen though, just because I think that UAB's offense could make some trouble for our defense. That's all that we're going to be focusing on today. So y'all please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we're starting off with the stats for UAB's offense versus Tennessee's defense. Y'all can see the strength of schedule for each team up on top. Obviously, Tennessee has played a much tougher schedule up to this point. So the stats, especially with those rankings, is going to be kind of skewed. But you can see that UAB's winning in several categories here. Tennessee's winning in most of them, but it's kind of close, right? Like if you're just looking at the actual ranking, it's kind of close. That's a little bit of a problem. The main thing that I'm concerned about is with our pass defense. I think that we need to take several steps forward. We're ranked at 107 here. That is way too low. This defense, I feel like, has taken so many steps back from last year. We have several players banged up. Not sure who all gets to go in this game. If anybody new or anybody that's been hurt gets to play in this one, or if they want to hold them off for Mississippi State, I would try to let the guys play some, especially like David Hobbs. I would just to try to get him back in the game shape. We're going to need him a lot next week, but we can't really look past this offense, y'all. Like, we got to be focused. We got to come in ready to play. Also, Syracuse, man, their passing offense is currently ranked number 3 in the whole country. So we told y'all their passing offense was going to look good over the course of the year based off of their scheme. Same things could be said about UAB. Their offensive line's really good. They got some playmakers. They run the football hard. They run it well, and they are well coached. So there are some challenges here, but they are averaging only giving up 1 sack per game. Tennessee is doing a good job in getting sacks. It's going to be a challenge, I think, on all 3 levels in some sort of a way. So this is not a game for us to take lightly. I'll say it that way. Not for our defense. Our defense is not in a point where we can be overlooking anybody's offense, all right? But especially not this one. So we'll start off with the passing game inside this film room. We're only focusing on the offense, like I said. But UAB's offense, y'all can see how the route concepts look and all of that. They utilize the whole field, a lot of pro style. You'll see pistol, you'll see shotgun mostly, but you'll also see them getting up under center. And they work well off of the, play action game, boots, so on and so forth. And that yellow is where the football is going on every single one of these, just so that y'all know, right? So y'all can watch whatever you want to watch. You can always go back and double watch if you think that you missed something. But the biggest, I think maybe like the most stress in this game is going to be on Tennessee safeties and, linebackers too. Which I think a lot of Tennessee fans would love to hear. Hey, man, we got to get these guys better, right? Like everyone's probably thinking that. So here, this is a dig. This is a play that is going to be going to our safeties or to our linebackers. They do a lot of this. And then this quarterback, his last name's Kidna. There was a quarterback that with the same last name to play for the Lions for a long time. I don't know if they're family, but with UAB's head coach, obviously he's an NFL guy. Would not be shocked. He's probably got several NFL coaches on his staff. He's probably got several family members of NFL players. That goes a long way, just because they understand what ball's really all about. This is another one of these digs. And, also I think obviously within the running game, there will be a lot of stress on our safeties and on our linebackers. It's not going to be a lot of having to play out in space. The cornerbacks will get challenged. I'm curious to see what's the game plan. Are we coming in trying to play a bunch of men, which we could do because we're definitely the better athletes. I don't think it's a huge, I mean, there is a huge gap, but not as big as like us versus ETSU. But, I want to see us find a zone concept that works well for our skill set, that works well for the personnel that Tennessee has. It's pretty critical that we don't, always have to lean on man. We have to find, and I would love for us to try cover 2. Now, cover 2 might not be the best coverage to run versus this offense because it is so pro style. They have so many answers. This is one of the few that cover 2 I mean, you know, I think we can maybe run it versus them. I would like to at least just see us try, if nothing else, just to try to figure out, hey, what are we really good at? But cover three, I mean, everyone's running cover three. So now teams are starting to figure out what's all the cover three beaters. So you will see everything in football, it runs in cycles. There was a time when cover two was the best defense that anybody played. You know what I'm saying? And then there was a time when cover three was, and it turned to quarters. You know, it's been man. Man is always the best if you can run it well, but it's really, really tough to be able to have a defense that can always just run man. So saying all those things just to say, man, like you're seeing all these concepts, you're seeing where the football is going mostly on these big passing plays. Got to have things tight. Also, that pass rush can impact on some of these slower routes. If it's a dig, I mean, we should be able to get some pressure, but it's going to be a challenge for our defensive line versus a very talented offensive line, you know. And then they also run screens. So they have wide receivers number 0, number 1. That's their two main guys. Number 1 is more of like the outside player. Number 0 is more of like the slot guy that they'll throw these types of screens and things to. But they're very similar with their skill set. You know, they're almost like the same player side by side. They can do some things after the catch, pretty good speed. It's nothing that we haven't seen before previously. So this is a run pass option. And they do a good job here. So this is one of the first plays. It's not really one of the first ones because we just saw several, but this is one of the ones that I can highlight for you that's showing there can be some stress on this safety, right? It could also be on the corner based off how we're playing this. But in RPO games, you're typically going to be reading off what the safety's doing. If the safety's giving ground, then they're going to run something right at him that we can, hey, throw the football to him pretty quickly. Or maybe they'll just run it at him if he's backing off. That's typically how that part of it works. Now with their running game, you'll see a lot of outside zone. You'll see inside zone. You know, you'll see some pull leads. You'll see power. You'll see different concepts. One-on-one with the safety if it gets past the second level with our linebackers. And I'm telling you, man, like they've got to be able to get off blocks. It's something that we're just not freaking good at. I have no idea why. I don't care how you do it, just do it. I don't care if you have to use your speed, if you got to, you know, whatever. If you have to like run around somebody, like which you're not coached to do pretty much ever, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because we're just pretty much going to war. They say that there's rules in war, but there really isn't. It's just about winning. That's pretty much what this is. Just go win. Just win, baby. That's all it is. So we got to get our linebackers working right. And I mean, it's going to be a lot of times when they get to the third level, I think. So it's just based off of their scheme. It's how they're blocking things. It's going to be tough. So the safeties have got to be ready to come down and tackle. Cornerbacks will some too. Not as much. You'll see on some of these plays that the cornerbacks are helping out, which they need to do. You can see right here, boom, one-on-one with this running back. He has good size. He's like 5'8", 210. Reminds me a lot of Travis Henry. They have another running back that I think is 5'10", 220. There's another one that's like 5'10", 205. We'll kind of like highlight one of his plays here. He's more of like their speed guy. He wants to bounce it to the outside, right? But a lot of this stuff is just in between the tackles, smash mouth football. Will they try it versus Tennessee? I mean, I just think that that's who they are, that they will try it. So we have to hold up. This is a game that I would say our defensive tackles need to be pretty good in. It's not like last week. Like Georgia's run concepts aren't very good. So it wasn't as much of a there's a lot of stress on our defensive tackles. So now this is the play with the running back that I was talking about. This is the one that's 5'10", 205. He's their smaller guy, but he's got pretty good speed. He wants to try to bounce things outside. And this is what I'm talking about. This is a power play. You can see that there's a beautiful lane here to get him isolated one-on-one with this safety. So if he does what he's supposed to do here, then that, the safety's got to make that play. But he bounces it. Now it's the cornerback's play to be made. So cornerbacks, they'll have to tackle well too. And you don't have to, kill people. I don't care how it looks, dog. Just get them down. Just slow them down. Don't let them get to the outside of you. Just play with the same types of technique and fundamentals that we learned whenever we were little kids. And I know that Tyler Redmond learned them because he played, I was one of his coaches whenever he was a little kid. So, he's going to be fine. I think Colton Hood, he should be fine too. The thing about Colton is he's not the most physical player. Tennessee's cornerbacks, like our previous starters, that were very physical in the running game and every facet of the game. Colton Hood is not really like that. He's more like Dion, where Dion wasn't a very physical player, just a straight up coverage guy. I don't really want our cornerbacks getting overly physical just because we're not too deep there. So I'm not even mad at them for that at this point. Now, if we had more depth, then I'd say, yeah, dog, like you're going to have to go on out there and go make them tackles, go make those sticks. But you can see here, I mean, this was a terrible call by the defense. You don't run this double mugs versus a team that can run the football right at you. It's just stupid because you can always run right at double mugs. Tennessee runs it some, but we should hold up a lot better than this. I mean, this is pathetic, but this is a great job by the offensive line. Like I said, they do a good job blocking. They pass things off well. Just very, very well coached, and they got some sturdy guys up there. Not going to be a walk in the park. I can guarantee y'all that. So this is looks like this is a outside zone play. Or maybe he just bounced out, went to the outside, but obviously running out of the pistol, a lot of that stuff looks the exact same to the linebackers. So it's easy to bite up whenever you're seeing this run action, especially if they start running well. Bite up on it, and then they can throw those digs right behind them. That's where the safeties come into play. But right here, pay attention to this offensive lineman who's just gonna absolutely body slam somebody. They got some dudes now. I'm gonna tell you, they definitely got some dudes. So with all that being said, I do feel confident. Obviously, the Tennessee's gonna win this game, but how do we look doing it? Are we taking steps forward? That's the biggest question. We got to get ready for Mississippi State, which that's another one. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. I'm happy that Tennessee's getting this game when we're getting it, just because it's easy to maybe start sleepwalking after a kind of like crushing loss, especially at home to a rival. We got to stay focused. We got to snap and clear, like I think the staff likes to say. Snap and clear, and let's move forward and let's get things done. If this defense can take the steps forward necessary, if we could be even about 75% of what the defense was last year, we should be able to almost skate to a national championship. Obviously based off of some of the matchups, because there are some teams that look really, really, really good on offense, defense, and special teams. We got some things for us to work on, but I think ultimately Tennessee will be fine. So that's it for UAB. Y'all please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave y'all's thoughts down in that comment section. And I'm not sure that we're gonna be doing the midweek chat tonight or not, but keep a close eye out on the channel and I will let you know. If not, then we'll be talking to y'all tomorrow. Thanks, peace. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.